This is Lobo, and welcome to another Pinche podcast. And today's guest, we're going to have her introduce herself right now. Tell us your name, your Instagram, and how long you've been modeling.
Hi, my name is Mango Kush, and I have been modeling for about, I want to say 10 years almost, about 10 years. And my Instagram is Miss Mango Kush, MISS Mango Kush.
And it's also on we have it on a scrolling thing underneath on the video for our viewers to find out. And I will put a link in my YouTube with her Instagram so you can find her there.
Yes.
So, Mango. So I call you, you want me to call you? Mango Kush? Kush? Mango?
You can call me Mango. Mango Kush is so formal.
So, well, a little bit disclosure. I've never really worked with you, but I did ask you to come on because I know you have experience and you've been here. You've been doing a lot of things. I must say, I see you on a lot of podcasts and a lot of social media stuff. Um, so you do a lot more than car shows, right?
Yeah, I mean, I started with car shows and then I met my people and I started doing like skits and then like content like that. And then I started doing like smaller, like, movies to TV shows to reality shows, like, I
Mm,
just started growing from there. Now I could see myself.
there you go.
Man, I was like, "What does my hair look like right now?"
I kind of start off with a wider picture and bring us
I
in.
was scared. I was like, "Oh god."
Oh, so how many car shows do you do a year now?
So, I would say it's probably less now than I used to. I used to do around 8 to 9 a year,
Mhm.
and then when I started getting in, like, the film world and let
Uh,
me specify, I mean just, like, the TV shows and the content and stuff like that,
yeah.
I started I don't know, I saw the shift, like, I went from doing 8 to 9 shows to,
Yeah.
like, 3 and
Uh,
just a few, and then I started picking up again recently because yeah, my bandwidth wasn't that big for a while, like, I was getting stretched a little bit thin with everything I was doing,
yeah.
so I got a little bit stressed out as well, and I think after I graduated college, it slowed down for me a little bit. I started
Oh,
focusing on other things.
oh, nice. So, since you've been modeling, can you tell me like a positive moment or something that really stood out in all your, different modeling at shows? Something that happened that may have been something really good that you always remember?
Um, I had somebody bring his son,
Hmm.
and he brought him a few times, and he was, he had a few disabilities. He was in a wheelchair as well. And one year he brought me a gift and it meant a lot. And then it was probably the third time. And he's super sweet and I loved him. And then the next year I found out he passed away. But he
Hmm.
always really loved me a lot. So I'd always give him like merchandise and stuff like that. I guess it stood out to me because oh my God, stop. I must be PMSing. I'm about to cry.
Oh no.
Um I guess because I gave him happiness and his heart was so pure that I didn't think I'm really like anything. Like I'm just Mango, man. But that made him so happy that they would drive like an hour to the show to see me just because he wanted to see me. So when he passed away, I was pretty sad. I cried a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How old was he?
That he was about 23.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, like, see, that's the thing. And then this is one of the reasons why I'm having this podcast because I want to bring the reality of, there's a stereotype with models, it's just models that just want to show off their body. And they'll realize that in different ways, what people understand, you're a personality, you're somebody, you're, an actress, you're not just modeling, you're a person, you're a human being. And there's people out there, fans, that like look forward to seeing you and stuff like that. And I think, you know, with that being said, I want to go into the next, and it might be almost relevant, but the next question is one negative experience that you've had in all of your years modeling at shows.
Oh, I got a good one.
Okay.
So I was at a show, I think this was 2017 or 18. And I walked by and this guy slapped my can I cuss on here
You
or
can
what's
say
the
anything
vibes?
you like. Yeah.
And he slapped my ass and I was yo, like at that moment it was already very hot outside.
Mhm.
I think this was Chicago, I think, or Wisconsin, I can't remember, it was just very hot.
Mhm.
And I was like, "Man, the fact you I know I understand you're wasted, but
Mhm.
you're grown enough to know you don't do that to people. I don't care if
Yeah.
I'm wearing a bathing suit, I don't care what you think is going on."
Absolutely.
So I ended up smacking the bottle out of his hand and it
Oh, shit.
shattered, and then he wanted to fight me, and I
Oh,
was
wow.
all mhm, and I was like, "Alright, let's go." But I had, like, a security guard, so he ended up getting thrown out, but that it, like, pissed me off because it was like, you can't differentiate between, like clearly you shouldn't be here. Like,
Yeah.
you're probably the type of fool that goes to strip clubs and just gets all, like, molesty touchy and think everyone owes you something. Nobody owes you nothing no matter how they look. I'm
Absolutely.
here for the show. I'm not here
Mm.
for you, and don't touch me. You're gonna get your bottle smashed. Like,
Boy, lucky you didn't take it out of his hand and
I
smash it.
wanted to smack the shit out of him, and I don't think I did. I don't think I did. I think I just smacked the bottle. It was a big bottle, like, he
Yeah.
was chugging liquor,
Yeah.
and yeah, that is he was upset, but it's fine, don't do that. Probably had a wife and kids.
Wouldn't doubt it. Wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah.
And so that kind of leads me into this other one of the main topics we're trying to get into here is, with right now there's people out there, and then they're trying to get the promoters to regulate what the models are wearing. They're saying,
Yeah.
different things, and what do you feel about that when now it's a big old controversy right now?
So, I actually have a show coming up, um, and it is also a problem right now. The
Mhm.
people have contacted me and they're like, "Mango, we know you like to show your body. You have to be more conservative." So I'm actually this is at a great time because 'cause I'm a little bit stressed out right now because
Yeah.
I had 3 outfits for the show. Now
Yeah.
I don't know if my outfits are good enough.
Mhm.
It's kind of a weird topic because I think it depends how much you're trying to regulate. I get it. There's kids and it's family friendly, but then
Yeah.
there's also the history behind it where it's always been a certain way. So I guess it depends how much you're trying to regulate. Can
Yeah.
we come in a dress or is that even too much? Can I wear a bikini bottom and cover my butt with a skirt and a top or is it too much? Like, I don't know how to feel
Mm.
depending on the show and the regulation. If you want me to straight up cover everything, man, just forget it. Like, it's hot. It's hot outside. They're
Yeah.
not thinking of how like it's like 102 degrees and you're like, no. So I don't know. I guess it's kind of annoying. I don't mind it when I'm, like, bloated. I'm like, "Yeah, let's cover up, cause I
Yeah.
look like a hot mess." But I
Well,
can
that's
eat
that's
today,
women
but
problems. That's women
yeah,
problems, right?
I
But
don't
no,
know, it's
yeah,
just
you're right. But it's like, okay, so even if you were wearing a dress, it's gonna be form fitting, and
it better
all your
be.
stuff's gonna be out there, right? So I mean, who says that they're gonna feel that that's appropriate? You know what I mean? And
That's the problem, I don't know. It's
so
like
it
minds change when they see you, and bodies are different. If
every
maybe I was very, very, very oh my god, I'm about to slap my dog. If I was very thin,
mm,
maybe certain things would look different on me, and maybe
yeah,
they'd be more okay, and this is taking me back to high school,
mhm, mhm,
'cause, like, the same girl getting in trouble like, I'm getting in trouble for shorts that this girl is wearing, but I've always had big legs.
yeah.
She does not. It's kinda like that
Yeah, it
too,
just
like
makes it look like they're shorter. It could be the same size on a
yeah.
different shaped woman, and they're gonna come up, and you're gonna see more cheeks, or you're not. I talked about this with somebody else in a different video, but that's exactly that. Everything is, I guess, it's what we see, right? And then
It's just perspective, I guess, and
yeah,
bodies, like, they don't consider everyone's built different, so, like, I didn't get a BBL, so I could not show it off. I
ex
got a BBL, so I could show it off. Oh, I can't show it off? Cool. But let me not catch this girl wearing the same thing I'm not allowed to wear.
yeah,
That's
exactly.
not
It's okay. They're they're fine. Your dog
you
just wants your attention.
when I tell you he's going into timeout after this, I cannot even begin to explain how much he's going
It's
into
because 'cause you're
timeout.
talking, you can't figure out who you're talking to. That's what it is.
He is about to get screamed at after this, so nobody call PETA on me. I'm so annoyed with him right now.
So another half of this question is that with the social media with and I still can't figure it out, but Twitter or X or whatever it is now, and then the OnlyFans and stuff like that. w- Do you think it's fair for people to sit there and start saying that they're exploiting the models that are at the show?
So do you mean in a sense like who's exploiting
Exploiting,
the like
well, in general, exploiting them as women wearing, skimpy outfits or modeling attire, if you want to just say it like that. Maybe.
unless somebody has been like, "You can't do," and we don't know what's going on behind the scenes, okay? Because 'Cause I've heard
Mm,
all types of grimy stuff of people sleeping with people to get in shows. That's very
mm,
common. I can't get into certain shows I'm not gonna name because I won't sleep with a certain somebody. So
mm,
unless that person, yeah, that's a thing. So I
mm.
I don't do a certain show
Well,
because I
it is
wouldn't
a
give some.
thing, and that's usually the grimy ass photographers or
So
somebody
it's
that want to
I
pay.
I got a whole show that won't mess with me because I
Mm,
wouldn't mess with the guy throwing the show, so he just will never book me, and
uh-huh.
that's cool, bro. I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah,
So, in terms of exploitation, unless somebody you have that option, it's kind of like Hollywood. How bad do you want it? If
yeah.
someone puts a gun to your head and is like, "You have to wear this or you can't do my show. If you don't sleep with me, you can't do my show," it's up to you.
Mhm.
Nobody's being threatened. Nobody's you have the option. I
Yeah,
don't feel like there is an exploitation. You chose to do it. I
exactly.
choose not to fuck with homeboy. Therefore, I
Yeah.
will probably never do this show, and he can
Mhm.
forever suck my clit. I don't care. That's just how it's gonna be.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh yeah, but that's it. That's that. You know what I mean? That's what I think. I think that the models that are there because they want to be there. And
Yeah.
when there's a little bit of history behind this, and one of the reasons why I brought up the subject and why I'm talking to the models, because I want to hear from the models, is that there's a certain people that they started saying stuff about this because they were trying to undermine another promoter, and then they're trying to throw some bullshit, and they're trying to say some really off the
Give me
wall
the
stuff.
tea. What happened?
Look it. So basically, in Phoenix, there was a Lowrider Magazine Super Show, and
Mhm.
it wasn't Lowrider Magazine's fault, but somebody had bought a model. They're wearing, pretty see through something or whatever. Anyways, there's a picture with the girl doing all, she's comfortable, bending over, doing everything right. But then there was a picture with her taking pictures with a little kid. Now, so somebody grasping for straws made a comment and said, "Oh, they allow kids 12 and under for free to the shows because the guy that owns Lowrider Magazine was trying to expose the kids to women like that."
That's a pretty big reach right there.
Isn't it?
That's actually a really big accusation to do to somebody's, like, reputation and integrity. Like, I
But
wouldn't
all
stand for that shit.
no, but see, once again, but the thing is that, and I know I'm talking for somebody that's not willing to talk because they worry about lawyers and shit. It's a corporation, and I get that. But this was all over Facebook, and even the kid's parents were like, "You need to not use my kid in this picture, and not use this as your bullshit." And
Yeah.
this person, it's a she, it's like doesn't get it. Like you created a problem. Now they put Lowrider Magazine, and I'm gonna say it straight out. Lowrider, they put them under a microscope because they made all these crazy accusations. They went to everybody you can think of to get this involved. And then when then let's go into Long Beach, which was in March. They had to regulate what the models were wearing, and they were telling models they can like wear the bikini bottoms and stuff. And they thought, a lot of the models, because they're not knowing what's going on in the back and behind the scenes, they just thought that all of a sudden they switched up and they're tripping, and it was kind of stupid. So
I actually thought
everybody,
they just switched up and they were tripping, but I was like, "Whatever."
but see, some of the other promoters for other car shows now, because he's sided with this person, is one sitting there going, "Well, we have to give you guidelines of what to wear," because he's worried about messing up somebody that he's trying to side with. So if she's saying shit about a different promoter, now it's now he has to not be a hypocrite and worry about her turning on him too for saying that shit. So basically, this is all came about because people were hating, trying to throw, like, it's like when you can't compete with someone else, you want to start throwing like the most. random is dirt.
Yeah.
So this is where this is coming from. So
Oh,
this
this
is
was
why,
messy.
yeah. But for someone to say some random shit like that, and I can say it because it was all over Facebook. It was all over Facebook, and it was on another page too. But I was blocked. Like I don't know why I was blocked because I never really had interaction with that person. But I saw other people talking about it, and what cracked me up was, is I seen, so everybody just thinks it's about like whether the models are proper or this, that, and
Yeah.
family. But my whole my whole meaning for this is this is this propaganda because you have an arterial motive, and why are the models getting caught up in the middle of it? Why are you using them as a weapon now?
Well, now I'm salty. Um,
Right?
if I was them, I would have dragged their ass to court for slaughtering my name. And what's the term? Not even
Slander.
it's slandering,
Yeah.
slandering. So that's like a whole cease and desist right there.
Oh yeah.
But they didn't. So now
No.
this is a thing. Damn. Okay, well, that
Yeah,
explains
they
a lot.
didn't. And then this is the thing. And now you have the actual real owners of, Lowrider magazine, which is now Warner Brother. They're making him, you know, comply with all this other shit now. So, but 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 see, this once again, it doesn't fall on Lowrider magazine. It falls on the people that we're trying to undermine. See, he's just complying because now he's under a microscope, but because some other people want to run their mouth, you know.
Damn.
And this is what's affecting women like you that model. And what are you, you're that's the whole your whole thing, your whole concept is I'm gonna come, I'm gonna look good, I'm gonna be like bam, and people are gonna want me to take pictures on their car. So this affects your business.
Yeah, because
Just
right
like
now I'm
this.
stressed out. Like, what am I supposed to wear? Let me figure that out. Actually need to figure it out today after this. That's the
Yeah, well,
plan.
they got to give you some examples. And well, you know what you should say is like, I already bought outfits, so you're gonna pay for my outfits that I got to get right now
Yeah, like that's crazy.
because you got what, 2 weeks?
Uh, March 25th or something?
Yeah, so
What day
next
is it? I have 10 days?
week, 17th.
Oh my God, it's the 17th. Bro, I didn't even know
So let
that.
me go back to we'll go back to this. One other question with all this wardrobe stuff and everything else and how to act at a show. What do you feel the responsibility falls on? Does it fall on the photographer that you work with? Does it fall on the promoter? Does it fall on the model?
Well, now that nobody spoke up and stood their ground from the jump, it falls
Mhm,
on everybody. Everybody now has a piece of
mhm,
this shit that they need to spread around to make shit pie. That's just what happened now. Now the photographer's responsibility to know what he should and shouldn't shoot, as if this model is bent over a tampon string hanging out and there's kids, he should not be asking her to do that. But she
mhm.
has a responsibility to understand that she can't do certain things, like and she has to wear certain things. Promoter has responsible. Everyone now everyone's always had a responsibility. You can't just
Yes.
be like, I'm just a model and I'm brainless and I'm gonna do what I'm told. A lot of people are like that. I'm not even gonna
Mm,
lie. The stereotype is there for a reason.
yeah.
But you gotta let's all use a little bit more of our brain, and everyone has responsibility now. Not everybody gotta chip in for this shit.
Well, yeah,
I just don't
until
know.
someone clears it up or says whatever. I mean, I just talked to another promoter and they're like, "Dude, you're starting hella shit," and I'm like, "No, I'm just addressing the subject. Right? I'm addressing the fact that they're messing with models' ability to do what they freedom of being their artistic selves and everything else because they want to undermine someone else." But it was funny because he says, "Well." He's all, I've already had a couple models ask me about my show and if there's going to be some type of dress code. He says, I ain't doing all that bullshit. He says, just as long as you're not showing private parts. And he said, basically, he says, as long as my wife doesn't have an issue and his wife doesn't have an issue with models, he's all, I don't care what you wear. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just don't do anything you're not supposed to be doing in front of a kid, and don't show, basically you're not showing, your private parts. It's not that hard.
That
But
was basically the rule before.
but yeah, that's exactly it. But it took someone taking something out of context to with an ulterior motive to mess with now everybody's stuff, with everybody else's life. But because they think that they're better than obviously, and they think that they can get away with it. Honestly, I work with people that have mental health issues and everything else like that. I'm like, this is some serious this is mental health right there, because you have to have some type of something going on to even think that that's a relevant thing to say about a whole ass company, because
Is this
12
person
years and under.
like never mind. I'm just
Yeah,
gonna be trifling.
well, people have their opinion. There's other models that know who she is, and they're not happy at
Is
all.
she a model?
No,
Oh,
no.
so she's like
She's
a
somebody that's trying to get in business with someone else.
that's not how you
They think they're
do it.
gonna run out the guy that has the rights to Lowrider Magazine's name so that they can take over.
Oh my God, bro. You do not blow out someone's candle to make yours shine brighter. That is
It
not
ain't
how
gonna
that shit
happen.
goes. It's not your candle's gonna fall apart. That's ugly behavior, a bad karma. God doesn't like ugly, and if you don't believe in God, whatever you do, he don't like that shit either.
Yeah, it's it's dirty. It's unnecessary. Okay, so I get maybe there was some business deals that went wrong. Maybe something wasn't done. He didn't right or wrong. Whatever it may be, call him out on that shit. But some make up some bullshit
Yeah.
out of fucking out of thin air just because you think you can is some foul shit.
That's
You know?
grimy. Just fight the man, you fucking pussy. Damn.
No,
Square up.
these people are the lawyer type. And that's the problem. There's corporate involved. There's other things like that.
Well,
So
they
they
didn't
hide
lawyer
behind all that shit.
correctly. No, they
Oh,
didn't lawyer. Man,
oh
this is
yeah,
why.
I would. Me too. I mean, I know exactly what you're saying, and the thing is, but like I said, and when I say they brought them under a microscope by saying that shit, they had like some serious like people investigating and at their shows tripping out, and it was a trip.
No, that's
But
some bullshit.
but see, like, but now, so I hear another promoter, and so he's standing up talking about how we need not to exploit these women. I know this and that, and blah blah blah, but we need to change things, and it's only because he's siding with the other person because they're in the same they're 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 looking for the same goal.
So this is like kind of a weird topic because like there is like a strong okay, let me word this carefully so I don't get canceled again. There's like a weird, like not weird, there's the feminist movement. So there
Yeah,
is gonna be people who are gonna be like, oh, this is exploitation, and they feel that way about a lot of things.
yeah,
But um again,
mhm,
it's always for this specific topic, how can it be exploitation when you have the option? You have the option. Also, I've never worked a show where they were like, you have to dress skimpy. That's not a thing.
no,
Nobody has ever said that. They will be like, well, the other girls are wearing this, up to you. I've worked shows where I'm in a
yeah,
bikini, but this girl's in a long skirt and a blouse. Whatever. Who
yeah,
cares? We have our own style. How is
mhm,
it exploitation if we've had the option from the beginning? There's no force, there's no
mhm,
threats. Now,
exactly,
again, what I said before about the under the grimy
yeah,
shit going on about like if you don't sleep with this person, he probably won't hire you.
yeah,
That's the shit we need to be talking about. But
yeah.
that's whatever. I fight, so I don't care.
Mhm. But see, that goes to the point of this. So, are we exploiting the models because of how they dress, or are you exploiting the models because you're trying to screw up somebody else's business?
His is just screw up. Ain't no fucking way. Cause
So,
for
so
a
think about
billion years we had an option. What are you talking about? Why was no, stop it. Bring that bitch on here right
it.
now.
But you see where my point comes is like they're talking about using the models in a negative way. They're using the models in a negative way. They're just
She's using
yeah,
the
she's
models.
using the
She's
model
trying to dirty up Lowrider. She's trying to dirty up the
to up
car show.
someone
She's
else.
trying to
Mhm.
destroy these reputations for no goddamn reason.
And it
That's
and
crazy.
what it does is that you're undermining women. So if you're thinking that you're
Yeah.
empowering a woman, you're not, because
No.
you're undermining just to try to make a point, just to ruin someone else's business, just to get them out of there so you possibly
That's
could
the
try to
biggest
get in.
undermining.
Yeah,
And
the
technically,
biggest
isn't feminist
exploitation.
the whole point of equality? So equality is I have the option to wear this, or I have the option to wear that, or I have the option to say fuck no. That isn't that like what
Yes.
we were fighting for? The option. I don't know why
Yeah,
people forget this. Telling me what to wear, whether it's to dress like a nun or dress like a fucking hooker, that is not feminism because I have no option. I have the option to do what I want with my body and my
that's
clothes.
right.
That's what we're trying to go for. She undermined the whole shit. You better send me her name secretly after this. I just want to say something.
So, um, with your experience now and the things you know now, when you first started, what would you go back to yourself when you first started out and tell yourself that something you know now that you didn't know then?
Well, like, just with
Just
the
with
shows
modeling for modeling.
in modeling, it's not like I'm perfect, I just can't think right. I've would go back in time and tell myself 1,000 things that I did wrong,
Mhm,
but they didn't necessarily pertain to modeling, but it affected my modeling, so I'm
mhm,
trying to think specifically. I guess well, something I used to do is
mhm,
even when I was a little uncomfortable with no, that's no, because I really stand my own business. I don't know. I guess the only thing is I'm too nice sometimes, and
uh,
I've always had a good reputation of being really personable, and that's gotten
mhm,
me hired heavily just based on that. I don't sit at my booth. I don't sit by one car. I want to try to hit all 450 cars at that show.
yeah,
That's just how I am. I
yep,
want everyone to be like, "Oh yes, I talked to her." And I guess the one thing I go tell myself is don't kill yourself just because one person's on the Facebook page complaining, "Oh, Mango didn't even come by our cars." I
oh,
don't sit down and ask anybody. I'm
mhm.
one of those girls, I get on my shoes and I won't come back for 4 hours. I will not eat till after the show. I don't want nothing from you. I
We
don't
gotta work
I'm
together at a show.
no, I go hard, and I wanna make sure I go hard. Like, my first 4 hours, I go hard. I might switch shoes, and then I go back again. I barely
Yeah,
drink water, and if the water I drink, it better be warm because cold water bloats me up. So, like, I try to get to everybody, so I guess I
yeah,
tell myself, "Don't beat yourself up because one person or one a few people are like, "Oh, she didn't make it to our section." Bro, I just went and posed by 280 cars. If I
yeah,
didn't make it to you, I'm so sorry. And I used to beat myself up like, "Okay, next show, I'm not even gonna
yeah.
breathe." And I'd go for like 8 hours. And then I would wear my
Ready
own
to
body
faint?
out.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And
And
I
it
do these sober. I don't do I know I'm mango kush. I do
yeah.
not mango kush or partake in mango kush activities till after the show. Not
I know a lot of
before.
models will tell you say the same thing. They don't like, it
Yeah.
changes the way your eyes look and stuff like that, but there's nothing
Everything.
wrong with it, but it's just some people don't wanna
I
they wanna
can't do
be more
it.
alert.
So
Yeah.
from the night before,
Mhm.
I've already been fasting and my water intake is little. And then I stay on, and I don't think people understand. I
Better be
stay
careful
like
with
that
that
for
'cause I've
about,
seen I've seen women
I
pass out
know, I've
off
almost
the
passed
stage
out in
and
the
stuff.
hot before. I'll
Mhm.
go like maybe about, yeah, about 24 hours. I'll stay on this like psycho fast with little sips of warm water. And then once I'm done with the show, I'll go eat like 500 fucking tacos. You don't understand. My body be shutting down. I'll probably
See
fall asleep for like hours.
you so I have an assistant and he's a union cat, nothing against unions, but I talk shit because I've been in a union before, but I'd be like, bro, this ain't no union. Like, this is a one hitter quitter. We got to get this shit done. We can't be
Yeah.
like, oh, we'll come back tomorrow and finish. No,
No.
he's like, I need to take my lunch and I need to do this. And I'm like, bro, this
No.
ain't a union, bro. This is a hustle. And you're out there and you got to go, 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 go. And it's hard because I know, like, the super shows and stuff like that. I'm working with a model, and we start at one end, we end at the other, and somebody happens to be walking by, and they're like, "Hey, can you take a picture on my car?" Where's your car? All the way over there. I'm like, damn, we just came from there. Like, okay, well, let's see if we can make it back because you're trying to get everywhere, and you can't please
I
everybody.
used to go back, and that's the one thing I learned to stop doing, like,
No
"Stop, bro,"
zigging and
because
zagging.
my feet are bleeding, I'm dying, and I'm still trying to make it back for you, and then 400
Mm.
people grab me on the way there, I'm trying to make everybody happy, oh my god. That's the one thing I learned to just like, I'm
And
still human.
yeah, exactly. But sometimes, like I said, it's like sometimes if there's a good vibe at the show and it's busy, it's like you don't want to stop, you don't want to slow down, you want to
No.
keep that momentum going. And I'm the same way. I'm like, I'm lucky if I'm lucky, somebody will say, "Hey, do you want a water?" And I'm like, "Sure." And it's like, I'm like, I'll eat a candy bar and I'm okay. I won't die. I'm good. You know what I mean? And even for the models, like you said, because you worry about your water intake, you want to have a look, you're wearing a certain outfit and it's like I don't want you to go faint. Like, dude, you need to stop and drink and have some water or whatever. But there's a lot of models that I know, and I ain't saying no names, but they party like a motherfucker. I've had models show up and like, we didn't get back to the room till 5. I'm like, they're hung over the whole time, And some of
That's
them you wouldn't even
crazy.
know because they're savages, but they're hurting bad.
No, fuck that shit. I need the energy to be good. I need the pictures to be fire. I need everyone to be happy. And I need to be in bed by 9 p.m. before the show the next day. Like, I can't do that. I have
Yeah.
to be on it. I cannot control these pictures people take of me. And
Mhm.
believe me, there's some bad pics. So, like, I I gotta be on it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And that just comes to like, just in general, like being a photographer, I've been in like situations where we're all sharing rooms, we're all at a hotel because we're going to a show, and everybody's like, we're gonna party. So eventually, what happened when, at the time when I first started out, we would figure out who doesn't want to party. Okay, you could stay in like, well, like we're staying in, each other. We're all staying in the room because we know we're gonna go to sleep. Like everybody else wants to party, and then the next day, they're all hurt and dying, and we're ready to rock and roll because it's more worth it to me to be on my game because I'm trying to do something or accomplish something. And I think a lot of people don't understand that everybody thinks, some people think it's a damn party. I even dated women to bring
Yeah.
me to car, and they want to come with me to car shows, and they think it's a party. And I'm like, I'm a horrible date. All I'm doing is walking around doing video and pictures and taking pictures of models. I got
Yeah.
time to sit around and hold your hand. I don't.
It's a party if you go with the car club to party. It's not a
Yeah.
party if you're working. Um, I think modeling in general, because in
Mhm,
general, I've done a lot of tattoo conventions. I've done for
mhm,
H2 Ocean and Soul and everybody, just the tattoo stuff as well. Is not a party. A lot of people party, but if you really want to be on your game, you're not
mhm,
gonna go party right before. You gotta be on it.
mhm. A lot of,
Like,
yeah. Well, with
there's a
tattoo conventions, you're a lot of standing around just there, right?
man, what? You
Or
gotta be
running around.
super on it.
Yeah,
Running around, you always moving. I
yeah.
don't but I'm like a I'm always moving. I don't like standing still anyways. I probably haven't
Mhm,
I've probably moved so much in this chair right now. People are gonna watch this and be like, "What's wrong with her?" Like,
mhm,
I just can't sit.
mhm. No,
This is the
definitely. I think,
longest I've sat down in a long time.
yeah. Usually, the only time I'm in a show and I sit down is to change the lens out, or like, take a 5 minute break and then move on.
'Cause
And keep
there's so
going.
much to shoot, and I
That's
love
right.
creating content. That's my
Mhm,
passion. I don't do it because, "Oh my god, I just want people to look at me." I do it because this is my passion. This is
yeah.
makes me happy. I love it. I'm happy. I want to be dying at this car show because it makes
Mhm.
me happy, and I can't explain it. It's my
No, no.
abusive relationship, stay out of it. So, like, I wanna get pa and then not only that, when I'm at the car shows, I have YouTube as well. I'm like, "Let me do a YouTube video. Oh, let
Yeah.
me do a get ready with me for this show. Oh, I gotta
Mhm,
think of a skit. Oh, I gotta do this and that, and I gotta think of all my social medias, and I'm getting
mhm.
paid for these too. So I'm not
Yeah,
posting the post. I have a job.
yeah.
So it's like I love it. Like, but you just yeah, I don't even know what I was saying. You just can't party like that.
No, no. Well, because you have a lot on your mind is, what are we creating today, and then you have different avenues to utilize that one event for. So with that, tell me about your skits. Tell me about all the stuff you've been doing on social media. Like, how
Um,
did that all come about?
it came from my best friend V. She was like, we were just, we met in 2017 on a music video because I
Mhm,
used to do music videos pretty heavily.
mhm,
Believe me, you will grow out of that shit. That is abuse right there. We met at a music video for Cap G and Kirby Gomez, and we ended up clicking. And
mhm,
she, like 2, 3 years later, I guess she had gotten into the skit world. She was like, "You're really funny, but nobody knows that because all you post is your modeling and you don't talk." I want to tell you, I don't talk in videos. I do not talk. I was
yeah,
shy. I would have rather fought a grizzly bear than talk on a video. I'd be like, I choose the bear. I'm not talking on this camera. I
it
would
takes
choke up.
mhm,
So she brought me to do my first skit with our friend Munchies. Um, and after that, I realized I enjoyed. Well, I didn't even talk in that skit. I was so
mhm,
nervous, I tripped. Oh, I had like one word. It was like hello or something, and I was like, oh, I can't do it. Like we had 6 retakes. I was so scared. I was so my brain was so into model like be sexy. You have to be sexy. Everything is sexy
mhm,
that I couldn't be goofy and I couldn't be
mhm.
me. Now fast forward, like I would say it's about 4 years.
Yeah.
I don't give a damn if I have a video and I look fat or I look ugly or my eyelashes falling up. I don't give a fuck because I know what I look like and I
Mhm.
like me. And if you don't like me, I don't give a fuck. So now I just do skits and that's like I'm passionate about it. And then I
Yeah.
started, I have a show on Snapchat. Shout out to TS4L. We have our show on Snapchat. So I go
Mhm.
shoot for that, put things on YouTube and all of
Yeah.
these, it's my job. Like I have a schedule. We have someone who's on our nuts. We have management. We
Okay.
cannot be lacking. Like, so
You
the
have a
skits
TikTok
turned
too?
into like a huge thing. Hmm?
You have a TikTok too?
Listen, I've never got into TikTok, not to be old or anything. I
Yeah.
couldn't get into it. I barely post on there. I think I post, like, once a month. My TikTok following has froze. I
Oh.
only go on there to shop, a TikTok shop, because I
Mhm.
love TikTok shop. But other than that, I focus on Snapchat. My Snapchat is also monetized in general. So
Okay,
I
okay.
can't just I used to post myself smoking and twerking and just
Yeah.
being a little ratchet. I can't even do that anymore, which is fine because 'cause I'm not even that person anymore.
You have evolved.
I've evolved. I mean, I still smoke, but I've
Yeah.
evolved. So like, I grew up. I'm not 23 anymore. I don't really care to be twerking on Snapchat, but I can't post shit anymore because I'm getting paid for everything. So it's
Mhm.
like I had to evolve and I had to evolve my what I was doing for
Yeah.
content wise. So
Okay.
yeah,
What is your YouTube channel?
it's Miss Mango Kush. Everything is Miss Mango Kush.
And then they can find all the links in your Instagram.
Yeah, on my Instagram, I have Instagram's a hater and they won't let me post like my link tree or whatever.
Oh,
Like
okay.
but if they go to my highlights, it says
Mhm.
follow me, and you click that link, that has everything. But I mean, you could find me. I'm Miss Mango Kush everywhere. Like
So Google you?
you can Google Miss Mango Kush and I'll pop up as well. I'm on
Okay.
famous birthdays. Did you know that? I didn't know
Famous
that.
birthdays.
Yeah, on famous birthdays.
Oh, well,
It's dope.
I
They
haven't
have my
heard of that one.
info on there.
Really?
It's where they put celebrities like birthdays and shit like that. And I was on there. I was
So
like, stop
the
it.
last series of skits I seen you on were what's his name skits? Because I follow him, but I don't remember his name. The guy that dressed up like a cop.
Jacob.
Yes. How'd you get in? I mean, do they reach out to you or do you?
See, what people are not
Because he does
understanding is like
off the
we're all
hook.
friends. We're
Yeah.
friends.
Okay. Okay.
So like V is my best friend. V introduced me
Uh-huh.
to her friend who's Robbie. Robbie, V
Mm,
and I all become best friends. We are we this is my real friend group. This isn't
yeah.
like for show. Like we go
Mhm,
to dinner, we cry to each other, we have our talks, we travel, we support each other, we love each other. Like we're
mm,
locked in. Jacob is one of Robbie's closest friends. Maybe
uh-huh.
best friend. I don't know exactly. He introduced us to Jacob. Me and Jacob clicked really, really fast. He's a
Mhm,
really good friend. He's a really good person. So this is like our just true friend group. We just all happen to do this. We like to create content. So it's kind of like a blessing to not just have best friends that are love you like unconditionally, but are
mm,
also in your line of work because
yeah.
modeling is really, really lonely because these lowrider girls do not really wanna be your friend. Candy was the first friend I
Mhm.
actually made, and it took me, like, 9 years to meet her, and
Competition.
she was just and from the jump, she supported me,
Mhm.
and she showed me love, and I showed it back. I'm really friendly, though, so it's like,
Yeah.
I couldn't believe I made a friend. We talk almost every damn day since we met. Like, we
Oh, wow.
I love her. I don't think I love her so much.
She befriended you. I know that. I didn't know it was like that though, but yeah,
No, it
Candy's
was
really
like
great. I mean, me and
that.
Candy have been working together for since 2018, and if honestly, if you look at my website, you look at most of my work, I think I got more pictures of her than anybody else. We work together a lot, and it's not always on purpose because we just end up being sometimes she's booked for, at a show and I'm there, and then we make time for each other. Like it's and I help her with things, and I've been bugging her to push her for YouTube and all that stuff and
I
do
know,
her
I'm gonna
stuff.
help. I've been trying to push her because she was asking me questions because I have like the microphone. I do the interviews for my Snapchat show and stuff, and I
Okay.
was like, yeah, we gotta get you on this because also she has this crazy vast knowledge about cars. I'm
Yes.
not even gonna lie, I barely know the breeds of the cars. She's the one that was telling me that some of the cars I liked were ugly and I should not like them. I was like, stop, I didn't know that. I just liked it because it was blue and
Yeah.
shiny.
Before she
So
did her own business, she was actually dealt with a lot of car parts, GM, early GM, and
yeah,
worked for a distributor. So she knows her shit, and that's why I
she
crack.
knows her shit.
But it's like, but it's models like you, like her. You guys all have something behind the scenes, not just the looks. There's brains. There's initiative for your business. There's you're you said you're doing acting. Like, how was that for you?
It's actually really fun. So I know this is small, but I am on
Mm,
Tubi. I have 2 shows and a movie coming out on
mhm,
Tubi. One's a reality show, the other one's a show, and the other one's a movie. So those will be on there as well. I've always wanted to do reality TV for so
mhm.
I guess because I grew up on reality TV, which probably explains a lot of my problems, but I was always, like, into that. I've
Yeah.
had the opportunity to be on certain shows, like the Baddies, whatever.
Mhm.
Didn't wanna do that. I was like, "No, this is so ratchet. I don't wanna be I'm not at this big grown age," but I've always loved it, so, like,
Yeah.
I have fun. I don't care if I'm on set for 12 hours. I love it. I love that we have a script. I love
Mhm.
the whole vibe, and then people don't know this, but I actually have, like, an like, 9 to 5 too. Like, I have a corporate job. I work in financial tech
Oh,
in
wow.
marketing, and people don't
Nice.
know that, and I don't give too much info because I feel like they don't need to. I honestly, if you go through my shit, I don't give you too much info. I
Yeah.
let you see what you gotta see, but you don't need to know everything. But I went
No.
to college, mostly for my parents, because
Mhm.
they don't give a damn about this other shit. So
Yeah.
I went to college and then I got a job in marketing for financial tech. But at the end of the day, I'm always marketing, whether it's social media or my actual job, I'm marketing
Across
regardless.
the
And
board.
I like financial tech shit. It's like I learned a lot.
Yeah.
So
And well, here, like for me, I've honestly I've tried to venture out into doing full time photography, trying to do my own
yeah.
business. I spent a lot of money right before COVID. I spent like 15 grand, bought all new cameras, bought all this equipment that I have, and then
Damn.
COVID hit. It
Oh,
hit,
COVID was so crusty for
and
that.
it just killed everything because of what I had in, in store. But now I'm reinventing things, starting over, all this other stuff. But for what you were saying about some models think that they're going to model full time
Forever?
or whatever. But do you think that it makes more sense to do it on the side? It just makes it's like for me, I will never try to do photography full time again. I will always keep my full time job, but I will. I mean, if I make if I start making money when I'm doing photography and maybe podcasting, all this stuff, I'm just gonna keep doing it though. But and for you, do you think you would ever get out of your full time gig, or you would just stop modeling, or you just keep both?
Well, here's the thing. It's real hard when you my fucking ear. It's real hard when you work in a job that you write your own check, like
Uh-huh.
social media or modeling. You are in
Mhm.
charge of your own payment. You got to hunt for the next thing consistently. I think I have a few possibilities. Could I model full time? I have.
Mm,
But did I have struggle times? Yeah.
mm,
Yeah, and then that's when the shit gets bad and you're like, "Oh, damn," but I was also go-go dancing, and I'm
uh-huh.
talking, like, go-go dancing, like,
Mhm.
colorful, like,
Yeah.
in, like I worked
Big
in a lot of
shoes, things and
big
everything.
shoes, I worked in a lot of gay clubs, actually.
Mm,
I
mhm.
basically grew up in gay clubs from, like well, I guess I'm older now. I was 17, you motherfuckers shoulda checked that shit, but, um, so I always had something because as much as you can model all day, at one
Mhm.
point car show season slows down. Then
Yeah.
what? At one point, you might have extra expenses. Then what? Maybe
Yeah.
you just had enough for bills and a little bit, but you don't have enough for emergency, or maybe you do. So modeling isn't forever because I'm not going to be 65 years old at a goddamn show
Mm.
unless I'm getting fucked up. But I'm not going to be 65 years
You
old
might be
modeling on a
you might
car.
be signing autographs of, all the youngsters that remember you from back in the day.
Oh my god, that's so depressing. Bye. Oh, cannot get
Well,
old.
you might
Stop
become
it.
a famous actress, and
But that's the
then you
thing,
can walk
like,
into anything and be famous even no matter how old you are.
that's kind of why I started branching out because I was like, I need to do other things as I'm
Mm,
growing older. And it wasn't even like I was sad. I just knew like I have to start doing I don't have kids yet. I
mhm,
might have a fucking random baby next year. I keep saying that shit. I'm not gonna do car shows or model when I'm pregnant. I might do some
mhm.
pregnancy shoots, but I'm not gonna be doing my car shows. So
Yeah.
that's why I started branching out. So I think in hindsight, what I'm trying to say is my options are yes, I could leave my corporate job and I could live off the modeling and social media
Uh-huh.
because the social media is constantly growing. Like I'm going from
Yeah.
the skits to the Snapchat show to the YouTube to this to
Mhm,
that to that. This is a constantly growing pyramid, but you don't know when your pyramid could collapse. So you have to always be on the lookout. So as
mhm.
of now, I will keep my corporate job, keep doing what I'm doing. I've basically lost most of my social life and seeing where it goes. But I think the only thing that could never really stay for long term is something like modeling or go-go dancing because you
Mhm,
age out. And
mhm.
that's okay. Age out and get into acting. If
Yeah.
acting's not your thing, get into something else. You can't age out of acting. You can only get different parts. Like,
Mhm.
you just got to be realistic. Like, and when I was younger, I was like, I'm gonna do this forever. And one day somebody was like, but you can't.
Yeah.
And you can look good as long as you can. You could be 40 looking fly as fuck, but what are you gonna do when you're 60? What are you gonna do when you're 50? Like, you're gonna keep doing this shit? You're gonna be
Yeah.
competing against girls that are 20? You're gonna start feeling bad about yourself. I would never wanna do that. You age out of everything, you move on to the next thing, but never put your eggs in one basket. And I like having multiple incomes. I like having multiple jobs. I actually like marketing. I
Yeah.
like my job.
Mhm.
It's easy and I'm getting a salary. I think it's awesome. And so I would never leave anything until I'm guaranteed something else.
Yeah. Well, I think at the end of the day, you're putting it into practice. You're doing a job, but you also apply it to yourself,
Yeah.
and that's a big thing. But once again, you just did a great point for me and to any aspiring models and people out there that are judging models. It's way more, and there is, I don't know what people might think I'm trying to get with doing this interview, but it's at the end of the day, I've always had an issue with people realizing because I meet them all. I know I talked like just a good example. I talked to Candy here and there. I know about her relationship stuff, so on and so forth, because I see the human aspect. It's not just like, oh, whatever. I'm single. I'm a single guy, and it's hard because most women right away when they want to, they say, oh yeah, I get it. The lowrider, I get the models, I get all that. 5 minutes later, it's you're gonna leave me for a model, and I'm like, oh god, here we go
Oh,
again.
stop. I have the same problem and I tend to date normal people, and I don't think people expect that. I
Mhm,
don't go for like, "Oh my god, super rich rapper, whatever,
mhm,
blah, blah, blah." I don't care. I like the most regular fucking person ever, and
mhm,
I hate that for me because a lot of these guys aren't they can't handle it. I had one that was like, "Yeah, no, I support your modeling," and I don't have OnlyFans. I don't have
mhm,
anything like that.
mhm.
So I'm like, okay, maybe because I know for a lot of my OnlyFans homegirls it's hard for them. I'm
Yeah.
like, maybe it will like be a little bit easier because this man seems to have such a problem with it.
Mhm,
Holy shit, bro, you have a problem because your friend has a picture of me with his car? You knew what I was when you met me.
mhm,
Damn, at this point, like, I can imagine if I was doing like more, you would probably you lied. Like you said you were ready for it,
mhm.
you got it. We get in a relationship, everything make you mad, everything make you jealous, everything piss you
Yeah,
off. Like they can't handle that environment or that lifestyle. And even the content creation and I'm at
yeah.
events and oh my God, you hanging out with this artist or you're at this celebrity event.
Mhm.
Okay, okay. Why
Yeah.
you can't hang? Oh my God, bro. I just cannot get into that shit.
Well,
It
yeah, I
pisses
get
me
like
off.
it's always like they'll tell me, "Oh, their homeboy said that if they were me, they would be with all the models." And I'd say your homeboy would get arrested for rape. Okay? Like dude, stop fucking running. Like you're full of shit. Watching too much porn. You watch way too much fucking
Yeah.
porn to not realize that I actually value my professionalism and being a photographer and being able to work with all the models, whatever model wants to work with me. Most model can ask another model, "How's Rick?" and they're gonna say, "I'm very professional. I don't bother. I don't do all that bullshit. I don't be like, well, oh, you get your pictures after we go to dinner. I don't do that shit."
You know, I had to deal with somebody like that, and I ended up not doing the show, not working with him at all, because he was
Mhm.
like, "You have to hang with me this day, that day." Candy came in and saved the fucking day. I'm forever grateful. She knew I was hurt. I was hurt
Yeah.
because it's like, I know I didn't fly out all the way over here to Vegas for you to act like a fucking cunt. So Candy came in and fucking saved the day. Sorry, my mouth is just
No,
fucking
they're all right.
butter.
They're all right.
I
I'm
just
not.
be
I'm.
talking.
Well, that's the name, Pinches Lowriders. It's fucking Lowriders over here, and that's the thing. It's another Pinche podcast, another fucking podcast.
I
You
love
know,
your podcast. I think this is your niche. I know you were like saying people are like, "Oh, what are you doing?" Bro, you're doing it. This is top tier
trying.
journalism, and I think you're doing a great job.
Thank you.
You're
Thank you. I
welcome.
appreciate it. Like I said, and we gotta figure out a car show to be at the same
Let
time.
me know. I told Candy,
I'll
I
be
was
in
like, I
Vegas
want to
this
do
year.
more. Oh, what is it? October?
It's October 7th. I'm not 100%. The date, it's still far away, but I think it's October 7th. But I am.
I was there last year.
Yeah, I
I'll
didn't go
be there.
last year.
I was there. That was there was not there was I think 2 shows I did. There was one where I got fucked over by the guy, but Candy saved the day. So I wanna be there again. I told Candy I wanted to start doing a lot of shows again so I could create this content. I could
Mhm.
have interview, you know, like,
Yeah, but
ex
yeah, it's like when I take pictures of the models, I put them on my website. It sends people to the website, but the website then sends people back to my YouTube. My YouTube is my bread and butter. You know what I
yeah,
mean? I'm a photographer, but I'm a videographer first. And now I have this podcast, so I'm hoping this also helps too. But
it's amazing.
it's just at the end of the day, this all the whole content, everything you do brings people to where you want them to be,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
In car shows, in modeling at a car show, and this is something I keep telling a lot of models don't understand this, even photographers don't. My next series, I'm trying to get some photographers on and talk to them, but a lot of people don't understand, and this is why I'm always branded. I'll have my shirt on, my logos on the front and back. When I go to these shows, I want people to see me doing it. I can sit there and do all the photo shoots in the moving when nobody's around, but then no one's going to see me doing it. When you're out there modeling, people see you and go, "Well, who's that?" You're going to meet people come up to me and go, "What is this? What is it?" And I'm not sitting there going, "What do you mean you don't know who I am?" I'm going to be like, "Oh, just Google this," or I'm on Instagram or whatever. And it's the same thing with the models.
Yeah.
People are going to see you, never seen any of your content before, and then they're going to start following you. Then you got boom. Now you have more people. But you have to do the car shows. It's the same difference with the cars. When they get painted or the chrome, say someone does engraving, someone's going to say, "Who did your stuff on the car?" Or if
Yeah.
that car wins Lowrider of the Year, the person that painted that car is also wins because now he could show customers, well, this car won, this motorcycle, this car won Lowrider of the Year. That's what these car shows are about.
It's
They're a
unity.
place, yeah, but they're a place for all of us to showcase what we do.
Yeah. Yeah, it fucking is. I'm wearing a bikini. I don't give a fuck what they say. No, I'm kidding. I'm just kidding, guys. If you see this, I'm kidding. I'm just so kidding.
Oh yeah, this will be out before that show.
Oh,
But
yeah.
but no, okay. So before we wrap it up, so what shows do you have scheduled so far?
I have the
Or what
no,
shows can we see you at next? Or what things can we see you doing
the
next?
next one is oh, fuck. It's on a Sunday. It's next week.
The
It's in
original
Chicago.
Lowrider
Yes,
Chicago.
I'm an original. I'm so sorry. Shout out to
Chicago.
Royalty Clothing Company. I want to be over there for Chicago.
Mm,
And then I am right now working with Candy for Rick Ross,
okay.
and then me and her are talking about another show,
Mm,
and we shall see what happens. I really need to up my shows because when I started doing this skit and this acting shit, I really pulled back hard. Made
mhm.
me kind of sad because it was like, what happened, Mango? You would love this shit. Let's get back to it.
I know what maybe next year I'll try to get into Rick Ross, but I gotta see about getting it. I know they're gonna charge like
Someone
crazy.
parachuted in last year, just parachuting.
What the
Sneak in that
fuck?
bitch.
Just run in there with my camera going, I was invited.
It was like, "Oh, just come in recording, fuck it."
And how was that show for you, Rick Ross? How's the
That
experience?
was amazing. Okay, so I'm actually a huge Rick Ross fan. I've
Mm,
been to his concert when I was in like I think I was like 18, 19, front
nice.
row. I love this man. I love all his music. I mean, now I listen to other people, but there was
Yeah.
a time period where I could rap every song on his fucking albums. So meeting him was like a full circle of like,
Mhm,
holy shit, I was your biggest fucking fan. I know all your fucking songs. And
mhm,
now I'm meeting you and you giving a strange little speech. You're not saying Mango is your favorite model in the world. It's cool. It's
mhm.
totally cool. You're not saying it, but you give it like it was just dope. People just like I was obviously past the gate with
Yeah.
Candy and I got to like just talk to him face to face. I have a video
Mhm.
on my Instagram and everywhere because I was so happy. Like I wanted to meet him for a really long time. So I did
Nice.
that. So I can die happy now. Well, after I meet Snoop Dogg, I can die happy.
Haven't met him yet.
Bro, he's so hard. Like, how are you everywhere but nowhere? Like, where are you?
He doesn't come out of his vehicle.
Ever. I
I
met
heard.
Wiz
I heard
Khalifa at a
he.
gas station, and I
I
didn't meet
heard he
Snoop
was at
Dogg.
a show in the background because he's like he's a manager for other people or they're
Yeah.
under his label. And I just heard that he wasn't. Nobody knew until after that he was behind the stage, sitting, chilling with his
He's
security.
so quiet. He's like a shadow. Sir, I'm trying to, because I had this dream one time when I was 15 that I smoked a blunt with Snoop Dogg and he gave me words of wisdom, and I've been stuck on that shit ever since. It's gotta happen.
Well, there's a goal. You gotta put that out there for him to
That's
see
been
so
my
he can
goal
do it.
for like ever.
Yeah. We'll have to tag him, put him in here or something.
Please share your wisdom, Snoop Dogg.
So with that being said, you know what? I really appreciate your time. I really appreciate you coming on, and we made this happen. I know we took a minute to figure out the schedule, but really, I do that. You know, thank you. I really do appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. It was such a good time. It was awesome. Feel free to collab if you post any clips. I love this. I
Oh,
love being interviewed. I get so tired of interviewing people.
oh wow. Well, yeah, that happens. I know. I honestly just got my first interview the last week. It's for a documentary.
Oh, that's awesome.
So it was different because I am usually trying to
The
interview
one.
stuff.
I'm
Yeah,
usually the interviewer, so this was cool.
yeah. So that's good. But all right. Once again, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Everybody go. I will put her link for her Instagram in the info for this video. Go follow her if you don't already. All right. And once,
Please.
thank you.
Pinches Lowriders.